Thank you all very much for coming out. Joe has been a big supporter and a good friend, and Mokena is very, very lucky to have a mayor like that. Thank you all for coming out. One thing that wasn't mentioned is a couple of the office holders here are running again. Carla Policandriotis is running for circuit judge in a retention. Just remember to vote that you want them retained. Also, Susan O'Leary is running for retention, and so they're on the ballot again in November. It's very, very important that we keep our judges. I'm lucky to run with 5 really wonderful countywide candidates. Lori McPhillips is doing a terrific job, and she could not be here tonight. She's at another function. But I'll tell you, she's one of the shining stars of the Republican Party who's been in office for a long time doing a terrific job. So remember Lori during the election. Steve Weber is here tonight, and I tell you, he's a breath of fresh air. Steve has been relentlessly watching your dollars for years. And I'll tell you, one of the things that I plan on doing as a county executive is to give Steve the resources to make sure that nobody's got their hand in the till, that nobody's got a conflict of interest, and that we run this county government the way you'd be proud for it to be run. And I can tell you it's not being done that way now, and there's going to be some changes after the election. You know, this is your money. It's your government. We're supposed to be working for you. And a lot of these guys that have been around for a long, long time tend to forget that. You know, a lot of these people look at you as a revenue source. I don't look at you as a revenue source. I look at you as friends, as colleagues, as business owners, and you're supposed to be the board of directors. The county executive works for you. Now, a lot of these guys don't realize they work for you and don't act like they work for you, but they work for you. There's going to be a whole new approach to county government after November 4th. One of the first things I did after I met and talked with my wife, Victoria, who's sitting in the back here, my son, Tyler, and my mother-in-law, was to let them know what this was going to take. And it takes a lot. You know, we've got an incumbent that's been around for 35 years. You know, I think that's not only too long for that office, but too long for a lot of offices. But the next thing I did is I went out and talked with the mayors and city managers throughout the county. And if you look on my letterhead, you'll see 11 mayors. That says a lot. 11 of them. These are the biggest towns, the municipalities. These are guys that are looking for somebody to help them and coordinate with them so that they're not out there on their own. In this next administration, we're going to have a big table, and there's going to be a lot of seats at the table. And I guarantee you, representatives, whether it's a mayor or city manager, is going to have input on county business. There's just too much interaction between the municipalities and the county to have strained relationships. And that's why I'm very happy to have people like Joe as a supporter, Tim Balderman, Tim Murphy, Mayor Waldorf. You know, these are mayors that have challenges of their own. And they need coordination and help with the county, and I intend on doing that. One of the things that everybody needs to be very aware of is that the growth that's taking place right now, there's some big issues on the table. One of those is obviously Centerpoint out in Elwood. We've got a new Centerpoint facility coming in now that the city of Joliet has approved, and there's going to be some unique challenges for Will County. On top of that, we've got this EJ&E Canadian National rail purchase that we did get some good news on it today. They asked for expedited court action, which was denied. And the bottom line is, if they don't close on that deal by the end of the year, that may be a reasonable way out on that. To give you an idea why it's so important for towns like Frankfort, New Lenox, Plainfield, Joliet, there's 12 trains that go through those areas right now. There's going to be 55 after the sale. The trains that have X number of boxes on them now are going to be X times 3. So you're talking about gridlock. This is the kind of thing where forward thinking makes a difference. If you run as a professional politician, and you're sitting on the fence, not making decisions, and worried about election after election after election, you don't reach out and take care of problems that are 5 years out, 10 years out, and 15 years out. And I can tell you, when I looked at this, I did this for a reason. I'm going to come in and I'm going to try to do this the right way. I'm not going to hire my family members, not going to handle, none of my brothers, not my brother-in-laws, Sorry, I got a brother-in-law here. Not getting a job, Dave. Sorry. This isn't about that. You know, this isn't an opportunity for self-enrichment. This is about doing the people's work. And it's about time we had some more of that. All throughout this election, when I've talked to business owners and individuals, I've told them, I appreciate your support. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're on board. Don't be surprised if I come back after the election and ask you to give back to the community. We need some normal, common sense people in government. I guarantee you I could take the local PTA and go down to Springfield and get more done in a week than these guys have gotten done in 5 years. It's really people like you in this room that I know you're passionate about it. You're here, you're thinking about it, you're engaged in the process. Please get involved. We can't let these people run our lives. And I guarantee you, I'm going to be straight with you. You're going to get a fair shake every time. There's no preconceived relationships with anybody or anything. We're going to look at things from the way they're supposed to be looked at, which is straight up. And we've got a huge opportunity in Will County. I can tell you I'm motivated. We're going to bring in Fortune 500 companies. We're going to bring in Fortune 100 companies. And we're going to know then that when we send our kids to college, they got a reason to come back to Will County. And anybody who's about to have a grandchild understands what I'm talking about. It's a tough thing. About a year and a half ago, the Republican Party looked at me as an outsider because I am one. I happen to be a Republican, but I can tell you I got a lot of Democrat friends, I got a lot of independent friends, and a whole lot of Republican friends. After this election, we're going to take the D's and R's and I's off our forehead, and we're going to get to work with whoever is willing to have input into a good, honest government for Will County.